Well, Tessa, she says it's been emotionally draining. This is her dog, Mulligan. She says he's been missing almost 3 weeks, and she's done everything that she can to find it, from putting up posters to taking out newspaper ads, but nothing has worked so far. The one thing making it worse is a text message she got asking for money.
It's been really hard. Like I said, he's a big part of our family. I missed probably half a week of work the first week that he went missing.
A missing part of the family used to take advantage of a woman in pain. This is Mulligan. He's been part of Morgan Buffalari's life for years. He's her emotional support animal, and he helps her keep going. He's been missing nearly 3 weeks now after getting loose during a walk, and through her efforts to find him, Buffalari says a predator tried to take advantage.
I instantly got really excited that somebody had him.
She received these text messages asking for cash in exchange for her pet. The texter even threatening to get rid of him if she didn't pay.
I'll sell your dog if you don't send me the money. I can get more for him on Craigslist and sell him if you don't send me this money.
While Buffalari says she didn't pay the money, she could see how someone in an emotional state could fall into that trap. According to the animal service manager for Berkeley Animal Center, scams like this are becoming a problem.
I think it's becoming more common these days. I think one of the best things would be ask them to send you a picture, like time stamped and dated for the current time, or she could ask to meet at a shelter or a veterinarian's office.
For Buffalari, this isn't something she wanted to face, and all she's looking for now is for Mulligan to come home.
It's been affecting, my marriage, my job, like every aspect of my life. This is something that we don't know. I had no closure. If he's really gone from my life forever, I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, Debbie Allen with Berkeley County Animal Center added that the best thing you can do if you find a lost pet is to try and find the owner yourself. Post pictures of them online, get their microchip scanned if they have one, or call any number that you find on their collar. She says if that doesn't work, you can bring them to a shelter and they will try and help.
Well, dolphin strand feeding is not common in most parts of the world, but every once in a while, someone will spot the phenomena right here in the Low Country. Disturbing strands feeding is illegal and dangerous. Our Charleston Clark lets us know what not to do if you witness this behavior and some of the consequences.
The greater Charleston area is home to over 300 bottlenose dolphins. Usually, you'll spot them playing in the water, but when it comes to eating, some dolphins have a unique way of catching dinner.
So strand feeding is this really unique feeding behavior that our local dolphins do. And essentially what they're doing is trapping fish against a sandbank, a marsh, or dock. And they momentarily then strand themselves to feed.
But what most people don't know, it is illegal to disturb dolphins while they are strand feeding. That can result in fines up to $100,000. But the long-term impacts on dolphins are detrimental.
We really want the community to know that, disturbing dolphins can have a long-term effect on the dolphins. So things like altering their behavior, stopping strand feeding, moving behaviors, not teaching their young how to strand feed. And that's more important for the community than a fine, in that we want these dolphins to strand feed for the next generation and for decades to come.
You can still look and not touch.
If you're on the beach, we recommend keeping about 45 feet back, keeping dogs away, keeping voices down, just to really allow the dolphins to feed undisturbed.
And if you're on a boat?
We would suggest, putting your boat into neutral, keeping a distance, sitting down, being really quiet, and just enjoying and feeling so lucky that you get to see this amazing feeding behavior.
And this isn't just a snack, it's survival.
But it's also a big source of food. So anytime these animals are disturbed, they're not getting a meal and they're spending more energy swimming off and maybe looking for food later on. So it's amazing for us to watch, but it's also very important for the dolphins.
New at 7, a team effort is needed to clean up trouble lurking underneath one of the area's popular waterways. The James Island Creek Quality Task Force is in charge of clearing fecal matter and other contaminants in the James Island Creek watershed. And officials say headway is being made, but they admit a win for residents and the environment is still a work in progress.
That's gross. That's really an unfortunate situation.
Holly Beckett lives near the James Island Creek, Ellis Creek area. Finding out that uncomfortable levels of fecal matter are in the water worries her because the creek is popular.
It's a source of enjoyment of our local wildlife and food for a lot of the neighbors in this neighborhood.
Beckett loves the connection to nature, so do a lot of her neighbors. Some of them even fish in the contaminated waters.
This is 2021. Nobody should have to be swimming, fishing, or crabbing in water that's contaminated with human bacteria and human sewage. We got the James Island Creek 1 sample right here.
Andrew Wonderly and his nonprofit environmental group, Charleston Waterkeeper, have been keeping up with local water safety levels for nearly a decade. He and others say the human waste comes from underground storage.
One of the sources of bacteria pollution, and a big source of bacteria pollution identified in that plan, is septic tanks.
I understand that there's been some conversation.
The James Island Creek Quality Task Force is made up of elected leaders like James Island Mayor Bill Woolsey, Charleston Mayor John Tecklenburg, environmental experts, and other elected and non-elected stakeholders. Everyone we've spoken with says they're invested in making this work.
All three local governments, Charleston County, City of Charleston, and Town of James Island, all have a mandate now that's been given to them to clean up James Island Creek.
That mandate is a joint 5-year plan from both DHEC and the EPA. Mayor Woolsey tells us he believes it's the government's responsibility to take care of the issue while working with other groups. Charleston City Council member Carol Jackson says she's happy to be part of the team. There are already 2 success stories. The group is now sharing the costs for monthly testing, and a watershed development plan is being worked on.
So far, we've had really good conversations. There's been progress made on especially tracking down what kind of bacteria is causing the main issues in James Island Creek.